Mary and Sam lived together for the second year. They were engaged. They were already planning a wedding, which they were continually postponing. Sam worked as an accountant in a little-known company. Mary was a student, studied by correspondence, did not work. Nothing paranormal or unexplained ever happened to them. In their new apartment there were no evil brownies or restless souls who did not like the current owners. The couple were crazy about their new home. The house itself was a 3-room apartment with a large living room and 2 small bedrooms. Next to the kitchen was a pale blue door that led into the pantry. The rest of the doors in the apartment were repainted white. On Saturday morning, the girl, as usual, was preparing breakfast, softly humming some kind of uncomplicated melody that was composed by itself. Her fiancé, meanwhile, was killing time watching TV. He switched channels, staring skeptically at the screen. It got bored, he gave up this business and ended up sitting there doing nothing. Suddenly he remembered that one of the 2 light bulbs had burned out in the bedroom last night, and decided to replace it, since there was nothing to do anyway. The pantry was completely filled with all the necessary and unnecessary junk. Spare doorknobs, a supply of matches and candles, old things, all this rubbish was carefully kept in a small room behind a blue door and was carefully sorted into various boxes, chests, and shelves. The bulbs were in an iron box with sharp corners, and the box itself stood, one might say, directly opposite the door. Being clumsy, Sam immediately stumbled right on the threshold of the closet and flew down with a crash. "Sam, what are you making noise there? Everything is fine?" Mary laughed, looking out of the kitchen. The pantry door was already locked. "Yes, I'm fine," Sam answered her. "I just stumbled and fell." The guy went into the kitchen and smiled awkwardly. "I wanted to replace the light bulb in the room." "So go change your clothes," said the girl and turned away, continuing to cook. On Monday morning, Sam got up early. Mary was still asleep, her fiancé didn't wake her up. After a while, when the guy was not there, Mary woke up and went to the store to shop. The street was clean and fresh, despite the impassable white snowdrifts, it was pleasant to walk along the road. On the way back, Mary realized that she had forgotten the keys to the apartment. The apartment door was locked automatically, it was impossible to open it without keys and tools. Besides, as luck would have it, she forgot her phone. Relations with neighbors were neutral, but Mary did not want to disturb them. Therefore, having risen to her last floor, she obediently waited for the groom at the door. It was getting dark. Sam never showed up. The girl despaired, and, not understanding the meaning of her actions, pressed the bell of an empty apartment. After a bird's trill, there was a click and the door opened. The girl entered the room, closed the door behind her and wearily dropped the bags on the floor. The guy picked them up carefully and carried them to the kitchen. It was late evening. The couple watched the movie on TV. Suddenly, something caught the girl's attention. "By the way, Sam. That? Can you smell it?" She got up from the sofa and looked around the room. "No, how does it smell?" Mary, without answering the guy, left the room and went into the kitchen. The closer she came to her, the sharper the unpleasant and disgusting smell became. The blue door was ajar. Mary couldn't even scream. Having hit his head on the corner of an iron box, Sam lay dead in the toilet for the second day. "Honey, did something happen?" came a voice from behind. There was nowhere to run. Subscribe to the channel not to miss new stories.